Book 1 Chapter 17 On Shuka's entering the palace of Mithila. Suta said, thus, after speaking to his father about his intention to go to Mithila, the high-souled Shuka Deva prostrated at his feet and, with folded palms, said, O highly fortunate one, your word must be obeyed by me. Now, as you say, I desire to see the kingdom of Janaka. Kindly grant me permission. O father, a doubt arises within me again. How is King Janaka governing his kingdom without sentencing anyone? And if there is no punishment in his kingdom, how will people remain on the path of virtue? It is for the sake of preserving religion that Manu and the other sages have always prescribed punishment. How, then, can religion be preserved without inflicting punishment? O Mahabhaga, what you have spoken to me appears as contradictory as the statement, my mother is barren. So, O destroyer of foes, permit me, and I will depart for Mithila. Seeing his greatly wise son, Shuka, who was free from all desires yet earnestly eager to go to Mithila, Vyasa warmly embraced him and said, O highly intelligent son, Shuka, may peace be upon you, and may you live a long life. O child, speak truthfully before me and then depart. O son, promise me that after going to Mithila, you will return to this ashrama and not go anywhere else. O son, seeing your lotus-like face, I pass my days happily. If I do not see you, I will suffer extreme pain. What more can I say than this? You are my life and soul. Therefore, I say to you, after seeing Janaka and clearing your doubts, return here again, remain at peace, and continue studying the Vedas. After Vyasa had spoken thus, Shuka bowed down, circumambulated his most revered father, and departed. He began to walk very fast, like an arrow that has just been released from a bow. On his journey, he saw various countries and different classes of people engaged in earning wealth. He passed through beautiful gardens and forests, observing a variety of trees. In some places, he saw fields filled with green crops, while in others, grains were standing ripe and ready for harvest. He also witnessed ascetics practicing severe austerities and sacrificial rites being performed by initiated yagnikas, ritual priests. In some places, he saw yogis deeply engaged in meditation, and high-souled vanaprasthis, those in the third stage of life, residing in the forests. Elsewhere, he observed devotees worshipping Shiva, Shakti, Ganesha, Surya, Vishnu, and many other deities. Thus, filled with great wonder, he continued his journey towards his destination. During his journey, he crossed Mount Meru in 2 years and the Himalayas in 1 year, and then he finally reached the city of Mithila. Upon reaching Mithila, he found the city abundant with wealth, corn, grain, and all forms of prosperity. The people were happy and content, and they diligently followed the rules of conduct prescribed in the Shastras. As he was about to enter the city, the guard at the gate stopped him and asked, Who are you, sir? For what purpose have you come here? Hearing the guard's questions, Shuka did not reply. Instead, he stepped aside, moved to a distance, and, filled with wonder, could not help but laugh within his mind. He then remained motionless, like a statue. At this, the guard said, O Brahman, why do you remain silent? Kindly tell me why you have come here. I know very well that no one goes anywhere without having a purpose. The king has forbidden the entry of strangers whose parentage and character are unknown. Therefore, O Brahman, everyone must seek the king's permission before entering the city. It seems that you are a highly energetic Brahman and well-versed in the Vedas. So, O giver of honor, please state your purpose, and then you may enter the city as you wish. Hearing these words of the guard, Shuka Deva replied, I have come to see the city of King Janaka. But now I realize that people like me face great difficulty in entering here. So, O gatekeeper, I have received my answer from you. I was a great fool, so deluded that I crossed many countries, overstepped to great mountains, and came here just to see the king. O Mahabhaga, whom can I blame for this? It is either my father who has deluded me, or it is my karma from previous births that is making me wander aimlessly. Alas, in this world, greed for money is the sole cause that makes a man wander restlessly. But I do not even have that greed, yet my own mistaken idea has brought me so far. I now realize that a man who has no desires attains constant happiness only if he is not caught in the net of delusion. Otherwise, true happiness is impossible. O Mahabhaga, though I have no desires for anything, I am still drowning in the vast ocean of moha, delusion. Alas, where is Mount Meru? And where is Mithila? A vast distance lies between them. I have walked such a great distance on foot. Alas, is this truly the result of my long journey? Therefore, I am now thoroughly convinced that the Creator has deceived me. One must inevitably suffer the consequences of one's prarabdha karma, whether auspicious or inauspicious. One must make an effort in life, but always remains under the control of this law of karma, which constantly drives a person into various actions. This place is neither a tirtha, holy place, nor do the Vedas manifest here in person. Yet, I have endured so much pain and hardship to come here. The only thing of significance in this place is King Janaka, but even then, there is no chance for me to see him, since I have not even been able to enter his kingdom. Thus saying, Shuka remained silent and took the vow of silence. Seeing this, the guard took him to be a very wise Brahman and spoke in gentle words. O Brahman, go freely to the place where you have your purpose. O Brahman, I had stopped you, so please excuse any offense I may have caused. Great souls like you have mercy as their greatest strength. Hearing this, Shuka Deva said, What fault is yours? You are merely dependent on another. A servant must obey the words of his master and serve him in every way. Likewise, the king is also not at fault for restricting my entry, for wise rulers must always verify whether newcomers are enemies or thieves before allowing them in. Hence, as I am a complete stranger who has suddenly arrived at this place, the fault is entirely mine. Everyone knows that it is degrading to lower oneself by going to another's house. The guard then said, O great Brahman, what is true happiness, and what is suffering? What should a well-wisher do for you? Who is your enemy, and who is your benefactor? Please advise me on all these matters. Hearing this, Shuka Deva said, Everywhere in the world, people can be categorized into two types based on their inner nature, the attached and the unattached. Furthermore, the minds of these two classes can again be divided into two kinds. The attached man is either foolish or cunning, while the unattached is further divided into three categories: the knowing, the unknowing, and the middling. The cunning man is further divided into two types: those whose cunningness follows the dictates of the Shastras, and those whose cunningness arises from their own intellect. Furthermore, intellect is also divided into two types: yukta, one-pointed, and ayukt, diverted. The guard spoke. O learned one, I cannot understand what you are saying. Please explain their meanings to me in a clearer way. Shuka Deva said, Those who are attached to this world are called attached persons. These attached persons frequently experience various pleasures and pains. When they obtain wives, sons, wealth, honor, status, and success, they experience pleasure. But when they fail to acquire these, they feel intense pain at every moment. Now, the attached person seeks to adopt such means as will secure their pleasure in this world. Whoever acts against those means is regarded as a destroyer of their happiness and is therefore considered an enemy. On the other hand, whoever supports them in acquiring pleasure is considered their friend. Among these, the attached but cunning person does not become confused or bewildered by such circumstances. However, the foolish attached person remains constantly bewildered in every situation. The man who is dispassionate and engaged in realizing the self dwells in solitude. He meditates on the self, finds joy in studying the Vedanta Shastras, and feels distress when involved in worldly discussions. The wise man, who seeks his true welfare and is detached from worldly pleasures, realizes that he has many enemies. Lust, anger, and material possessions, such as palaces, are his real enemies. Contentment is his only true friend in all the three worlds, and ultimately, his real self is his greatest companion. Hearing these words of Shuka Deva, the watchman recognized him as a very wise man and immediately led him to a beautifully adorned chamber. Shuka Deva then observed that the town was filled with three kinds of people: the good, the middling, and the bad. He also saw that the marketplaces were stocked with various goods and merchandise. Many goods were being constantly bought and sold in the marketplace. The town was filled with countless people, wealth, and all forms of prosperity. However, almost everywhere, one could see signs of attachment, hatred, lust, anger, greed, vanity, and delusion. In some parts of the city, people were seen quarreling with each other. Observing the three types of people, the highly energetic Shuka, blazing like a second sun, proceeded toward the royal palace. However, The gateman stopped him at the entrance. Standing still like a log of wood, he began meditating on moksha, liberation. He began to think the light and darkness as same. The greatly ascetic Shuka became merged in dhyana, meditation, and remained at one place motionless. In an instant, a royal minister came out and, saluting him with folded hands, took him to a second compartment. Here the minister showed him beautiful divine gardens, adorned nicely with rows of divine trees bearing fruits, and gave him a good reception, and took him to a very beautiful palace. The minister then ordered the royal courtesans, who were skilled in music, instrumental play, and the science of amorous dealings, Kamashastra, to attend to Shuka Deva, and then left the palace. Shuka, the son of Vyasa, remained there unmoved. The courtesans prepared various dishes, appropriate for the occasion and setting, to please Shuka, and then worshipped him with great devotion. The ladies, residing within the palace walls, became enamored upon seeing the beauty of Shuka Deva. They then led him to the gardens inside the inner compound to show him its splendor. Shuka was young and beautiful. Beyond that, he possessed extraordinary charm and well-formed limbs. His speech was soft and gentle, making him appear like a second Cupid, the god of love. The ladies, struck by Cupid's arrows, lost their senses in his presence. Then, upon regaining their senses, the women realized that Shuka Deva was a great master of self-control. Recognizing his extraordinary detachment, they began to serve him with great care and respect. The pure-minded Shuka, born of Arni, regarded them with the same reverence as he would for his own mother. Shuka, finding joy within himself and being the master of his own anger, was neither pleased nor displeased by anything. Thus, even though he saw that the ladies were disturbed with amorous feelings, he remained completely undisturbed, calm and serene. The ladies then prepared a very fine bed for Shuka Deva to rest upon. It was covered with a clean and elegant bedsheet, and many soft pillows were carefully arranged. He then washed his feet, and with full awareness, placed a ring made of kusha grass on his finger. After completing his evening sandhya, prayer ritual, he became fully immersed in deep meditation, dhyana, meditating on the Supreme Brahman for 3 hours, 1 prahara. He then slept for 6 hours during the night. Then, at Brahma Muhurta, the sacred hour before sunrise, he took his bath. After completing his morning duties, he became immersed in samadhi, deep spiritual absorption, and sat in perfect ease. Thus ends the 17th chapter of the first book, describing Shuka's entering the palace of Mithila in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses, composed by Maharshi Veda Vyasa.